Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Rick DeJesus with Stilt Events Entertainment. I'm here to show you how to put together a US 4000 Stilt. I've been stilt walking for about 28 years, so I think I got this down. All right. This right here, right out of the box, is your Shore Pro Stilt. It comes in different kinds, as in the aluminum, magnesium. You have the S2s or the US 4000s. These are the US 4000s, which is more of a entertainment stilt. It kind of takes a little bit more beating than your regular S2s. So here we go. Okay, so we just opened this up. This is our first thing that comes in it. There's your manual, which is basically giving you the schematics of the stilt, safety things that you should use, how to assemble the stilt, which is great. All instructions right here. These right here connect the poles to the stilt and would also help with the adjustment of the stilts from going up or down depending on how tall you are. You're going to be loosening these bolts right here, and that's what's going to help the pole go up and down. All of these come with 2 wrenches. These are 11mm wrenches, and 11/16 will work equally as well. And then you have your 2 bolts for the bottom, and then of course for the other stilt the exact same thing. All right, so now you're all set. Let's get to work. Okay, so we got that. Now these are your sides for your calf. This is what's going to hold your calf. This is a new design that they're doing. The old design used to have a leather cuff on it. Problem with leather cuffs is people really don't know how to take care of them, so they end up deteriorating over a course of time. So this is the upgraded model for this, which I find really useful and really effective on many of the stilts. It adjusts in the back for the width. So it has the laces back here so you can bring it in or out, whatever is more comfortable to you. And it has an alligator strap over here, which is how this is going to anchor onto your stilt. So this right here. And your other one right here, 2 legs. These are the lower sleeve poles that these are going to insert into this right here. I'm going to show you how to put all that together in just a moment. Getting all this out, kind of noisy. This right here is the main body of the stilt, okay? You're gonna notice on this stilt right here, which kind of is different than your average stilt, that it has dual wing bolts on the front and the back. That is more of a safety issue. So you have the two wing bolts right here so that they don't work themselves out as you're walking. Sometimes on the single stilts, it only has 1 wing bolt, and as you're walking, sometimes it works itself out, which is a really bad thing. So your foot will either fall forward or fall back. But with the double wing bolt, it's just safer for you. That's a really cool feature that they have. All the bolts are like grade 8, so it's a nice strong bolt for you. The soles of the stilt right here is it's a really good rubber. It's not too soft, so it doesn't get eaten up very, very quickly, and it's not too hard, so it's not very slick for you. Right over here, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the heel plate. The heel plate is slightly larger than your average stilt, so that kind of helps. So it's less likely for you to step out of it. Now you're going to see you have 3 different settings right here, and it all depends on the size of your foot. So this first setting right here, if you were to bring this all the way down, is for a smaller foot. You're looking about a size 6 to about an 8.5. When you're bigger than that, about a 9 to 10.5, you can use the middle. And higher than that, 11 to a size 13, you'll pull this all the way back up here. So it lengthens the length of the foot, because you really don't want too much of your toe hanging over. So about a 10.5 to size 13, you're looking about having this size right here. All right, first thing I want to show you is how to adjust this heel plate. The heel plate here is actually even longer than the original drywall stilts, so that it really hugs that heel so that it's less likely for you to step out of it. When you're going to do this one, You can do this with the poles already attached, but sometimes it's easier to just do it when it's down here. You have these screws right here. You take one out. Recommendation, just take one out, loosen it up. You don't have to take the screw all the way out. This is just going to basically pop out just like that. And right under here, you're going to see the two nuts for these bolts right here. The best way to adjust this heel, 2 fingers, hold the bottoms just like that. Leave your fingers in place, unscrew them. Keeping your fingers in place. You move your hands and those bolts will drop from the bottom and you'll lose them. So you get the screw right out here, adjust the heel wherever you want it, put it right back in. The nuts are still in place. It's just gonna go there and less likely for you to lose them, all right? Because they don't sell you more of those. You're gonna have to go get those. So we just readjust this right here, nice and easy. And since you didn't take away the screw entirely, it's still right there on the strap. So you don't lose it, less likely for you to just leave it somewhere or misplace it. So then we just put it right back in place. Find that hole. And we're pretty much back in business. Well, now we're going to put this baby together. You want to take one of the inner sleeve poles right here. We're going to insert it right here to the side. See that? I'm going to take one of your nice long bolts. Make sure that the washer is on there. Safety, 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 safety. You just filter that right through. Excellent. Put that right on in there. See that? One of the best things to do, I kind of like the ratchet. Just works on it. I put so many of these things together, it's just easier. So remember, it's an 11 millimeter, or you're gonna go with 7/16. Nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten it. And do remember, as a safety issue, anytime you do an event, that's great. You want to check your stilt before the event. You want to check it after the event. And always make sure, because you know, this is your money right here. You want to make sure that you're safe and the people around you are safe. And that's why they built this stilt. So I'm going to turn this back over right here. Now we're going to do the second side. Unscrew that. Put that right through there. This whole idea came from me working at Universal Studios, where before we used to just use a regular drywall stilt, which is just a single pole. And turns out that there was a lot of flaws to that when we were working the parades, and a lot of safety issues. So Universal needed another idea. So I kind of came up with this idea, which is combining a Bigfoot stilt and a drywall stilt together, so that you get the stability of a Bigfoot, but the adjustment of a drywall stilt. So it kind of really helped you out. Tighten that, and that's good. So we're good. Now from this point on, you kind of want to put these on the sleeves, all right? So we're going to loosen these up right here. And the best way to do it, or I find, I always kind of think safety, safety, safety. I know I'm a bit overkill on that. You're gonna just slide it down. Put this right in there, just like that. See that? Just slides in. It's easier to knock this part out now than try to do it a little bit later or break it apart totally. You don't have to, you can, but this is what I find is just a little bit more easier on the assembly of this. If for some reason that this bracket is a little bit off, what you want to do is just adjust it, and that piece will just slide right on in there. Now, as far as how the order of the bolts should go, you really want to take the bolt and go from the top straight down to the bottom. You don't really want to do it this way, because in the event that the bolt loosens, if the bolt falls out, well, now you'll lose contact with the stilt and it's going to pull away. Not a good day for you. So this way, if the bolt does pull out because you didn't check it, the bottom bolt will fall, but it's still in there and you're not going to fall out from the stilt. I've seen a lot of things in my years, and a lot of things is just user error. So you have to make sure that you take time and make sure that your stilts are good for you. Just going to hook this up right here. Okay. Washer. And then put this on. There we go. All right, we just completed one side. You don't want to over tighten it yet, because you still got a lot of adjustments to do before you start tightening all your bolts together. So we just did one side. Now we're going to flip it over, do the other side. Just going to slide that over nice and easy. Put that right on in there, just like that. Remember, the bolt goes top to bottom. Make sure your washer's on there. Put that down, straight down. See your bolt come out. Your washer. And your bolt. And nut. All right, still not going to tighten it all the way up, because now we got to put together the calves. All right, the opening, obviously, I say obviously only because I've seen some really crazy things. Obviously, the opening is towards the front of the stilt right here. Just going to take this right here, slide it over, try to do it at the same time, and if you twist, it will come down a little bit easier for you. And you really want these things wide open so that this pole, this outer sleeve, can just go straight down right over the stilt. Okay? Just like that. That's pretty much it. Now, these bolts right here in the front, I'm going to tighten these guys up. This is what keeps the height of the stilt where you want it. All right, and this is a very important thing. I've had people come to me wanting me to brush up their training, and I see that the stilt is not actually adjusted right where it should be. All right, so now that this is on there, now we're going to come back over here to the back. I'm going to tighten this down. I'm going to hold this, I'll hold that right there. Tighten that up real quick. Again, you're going to hear me say this a lot. Safety, safety, safety. Please check your stilts before an event. Because while you're doing the event is not the time that you want to find out, oh, I forgot to adjust this and it's now loose. Tighten that up. I'm not going to over tighten it because it's going to one of my clients. So he still has to adjust it to his people. So I want to make sure that that is set. Now we're going back over here to the front. See all this? This is nice and loose right now. As you saw, the poles just went in there nice and easy. So you'll go right over here, and this is going to just tighten up to just adjust that. I'm not going to go too tight because I want to show you how to properly adjust the stilt to your leg. I'll go right back over here. Put that back on. Nice and easy, not too much. Remember, when adjusting your stilt, just kind of twist it and it'll go up and down. Sometimes if you over tighten this, it grips really hard, and the best way to do it is loosen it as much as you can and then just kind of give it a little twist, and it will break that grip, and then you can adjust up or down however you would like it. All right, so basically that's it. That is your stilt fully assembled, and we have another one to do. You're going to match the exact same thing that I did with this one, but right now I'm going to go over here to the side and I want to show you the proper placement of this calf strap to your leg. Okay, it's kind of really important. If you have it too low, you're going to be kind of fighting yourself. If you have it too high to your knee, you're more susceptible to an injury. So we want to make sure that you're all set. Let's go.